Good strike. Really good. I don't know why I want to use the word simple, but it just looks easy, simple. You don't have to kind of give it a ton, and it's going to give you the launch speed and distance you're looking for.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Absolutely delighted to be bringing you a brand new product today, a brand new family of products, Michael.
Big one, big release. 3 new irons from the Mizuno family, JPX 925.
Yep, I think this one's been sort of expected. I think it's maybe came a little, you know, the embargoes came a little bit later, maybe than people were even thinking. Lots of new products over the last couple of months, and I was expecting to sort of see and be doing this a little bit early. So Mizuno certainly kept us, you know, waiting and wanting when it comes to this new line. And largely because the hot metal family, Mikey, has become so successful in the fitting stores, out in the market, big box, I'm sure as well, for Mizuno certainly. It has become a huge part of their business. Certainly a company known for gorgeous forged irons in the past. The whole JPX family endeavor was a departure from that. It was a chance to embrace innovation the way golf was going without really, call it, compromising on some morals and some ideals that they had of what the best iron needed to look and feel like. It's a whole new line for a whole new innovation.
Definitely. I think the nice thing with these guys is when you've played, you know, maybe the MP line, you get that aging demographic, or you get that, you know, handicap starts to go up, you can stay in that line of Mizuno, which is nice. And then the amount of tech that's packed in this, you know, super thin face, hot, forgiving, higher launching, I mean, it makes total sense.
It really does. There's a lot of marketing terms that are going to be used when it comes to this launch, and you know, we'll talk about that as we hit them. We'll get into that. You guys will probably read about them. We're here to tell you how do they perform. We're here to test that. There's an omission from the lineup this year, though. There's no forged, and there's no tour.
Right.
We're talking about Hot Metal Pro, and Hot Metal High Launch. So there is 2 missing that I'm sure the family will come back together at some point, but it's not right now. So we have 3 irons to test today. We'll start with the Hot Metal, the kind of middle of the road, the kind of one I think that still probably does the bulk of the sales when it comes to the Hot Metal line. Obviously, Hot Metal Pro, which has become a really popular line if you want the performance, if you want the punch that comes with Hot Metal products, but maybe you want the sleeker package, the less offset look, the slightly thinner top line for a more accomplished player. And then as of the 923 family, we saw the High Launch.
High Launch, yeah, which did quite well for us. I mean, again, just getting the ball airborne for a lot of customers in that slower swing speed category. Getting the speed off Hot Metal, it's a nice combo.
We've talked to you guys a lot in the last few years about, you know, this term that gets bandied about, loft jacking, and, you know, irons getting stronger and stronger, but it's offset by center of gravity being pulled down, by, you know, the face is getting faster, the ball speed is the primary for how much the ball goes up. Obviously, ball speed and launch combined, but the more ball speed you have, the more up you'll have in your flight. And, you know, the more they make these irons, the hotter they make them, the more height they generate. Therefore, you can sort of gain a little bit of distance through bringing the lofts down. But Mizuno's still saying, well, what if your club head speed is going down? The slower player who doesn't generate that velocity, it may be faster than the other irons that they test, but it's still not, they don't have enough speed for the up part of it. And that's when you need the loft back. So there obviously is, you know, there is an amount of bending that we can do, but there's a 3-degree weaker option in the High Launch that is good for the players with slightly slower swing speeds. And again, we'll test a little bit of that today.
Love it.
All right, let's dive into Hot Metal, Mike. Let's start there. We'll move into Pro. And then I want to test Hot Metal and High Launch at the same speed.
Okay.
And show, and we'll bring that speed down a little bit, and we'll show why that is a meaningful family member within the Hot Metal family.
Love it.
Good.
Okay, Fraz, we're starting with Hot Metal, pitching wedge 135-ish yards away.
Yeah, we'll just caress a few out there, Michael, to get us going. We won't start hammering wedges out there, but I think when it comes to these game improvement sets, these sort of stronger lofted, distance and enhancing golf clubs, I think when we're testing these wedges, does a wedge still perform as you'd want a wedge to perform?
Yeah, the lofts
think
get strong in this one. It's 42.
42, it's 9-iron territory for kind of my set and yours. So would expect to go a little bit further, but let's see.
Good strike.
Yep, too bad. That was nice, Mikey boy.
Yeah, sounds really good.
That sounds nice, doesn't it? So we've got some technology or some design in there now that is going to change the sound.
Yeah.
We've got some sort of ribs, which we've heard of companies using sort of ribbing to change vibration, change a bit of frequency. Frequency emits, obviously, is what we experience as sound.
Yeah.
And they've got some enhanced sort of design features in there for that now.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, like I said, it sounds like one piece solid. Definitely doesn't sound, clicky or hollow body.
So let's look at this a second, right? We'll just look at that shot. I'm probably not going to give you a better one than that strike-wise. So 8,500 spin, 105 ball speed, 105 peak. Like, that's a wedge flight. Now, this is a 9-iron by the loft. But not trying to stick up for these OEMs, but the loft is not the only factor in this when it comes to what's going to produce the numbers. Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see, obviously, through 7-iron, through 4-iron, if that, changes drastically. But even, you look at descent angle, 51 degrees, with the pitching wedge at 42 degrees aloft.
Loads of stopping power there.
Totally.
Loads and loads. And that's not a cutty golf swing. That's, an in to out, reasonably downward strike, little draw. So it's not like I'm kind of like getting a little bit kind of high dynamic loft by cutting across or anything like that. So that's good for them. Yeah. I mean, they've engineered it to perform like a wedge should perform.
Definitely.
But, people will get the benefit of a little bit more ball speed.
Good strike.
It was a good strike. A touch pulley, but again,
your spin doesn't fall off.
Important to see that, yeah. Yep. Really good wedge, I will say that. Probably actually strong statement, one of the best OEM wedges we've ever tested.
Especially
in terms of
that loft too.
At that loft.
Yeah. Right down the middle.
Close to. To me, immediately shot one, like that, I can hear the tech. I can obviously big change in the model this year, face thickness really changing. And that's been a process with the chromoly material that Mizuno have used, but really can hear it in that one there. I can hear it almost like, it's not clicky, but it's thin. You definitely hear it's a thinner
I think more tungsten in these lowers that sweet spot a bit too, right? So if you do have that kind of fraction thinner miss, you get away with it.
For sure. 4 to 7?
4 to 7, yeah.
So 4 to 7 with tungsten. So this is the first one with some tungsten. It was 53.94, call it 5,400. Was that a little less spin after seeing the wedge spin at 85? A little bit less spin.
A little bit, yeah.
But you've maintained the peak height. You've still got the good land angle, right?
Totally.
So, I heard some comments in some recent videos, people saying, well, make your mind up. Do you want spin? Like, what do you think these manufacturers are doing? You want spin where you need spin, and spin is a regulator from a distance, standpoint. So if you have inconsistent spin, you'll have a long one and you'll have a really short one. The north-south really stretches on that. You really don't want that. So I'm not saying low spin is really bad, and I'm not saying high spin is really good. I just think you need to be consistent. That's the part of the line I think that we, say and fits. We just need it to be consistent. That was a good one. Like those last two felt so good.
Yeah. That one sounded really good. Out the middle with the open face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Okay, Fraz, into the 4-iron. 215 yards is where the green sat at. 7-iron thoughts?
I liked it. I really, it's a different sound. If you literally take a drum and change the thickness of the skin on top, right? Or like I've talked about it in the past in other videos about racket tension and rackets and stuff like that. Like it now has a higher pitch to it, but it's going to have a higher pitch to it because it's got a much thinner from 1.9 millimeters to 1.2 millimeters and sort of face thickness. That's going to change the acoustics.
Makes sense.
But you know, you've got to kind of accept that with performance is going to come some changes. You know, obviously some of that ribbing, which, you know, with exposed 4-iron, you can really see that up on top. And
yeah, again, spin didn't really drop off crazy with the 7-iron.
no, not crazy.
Height was good.
A little bit though. If you know, if we're going from wedge at 80, call it mid 8,000s. You know, if we're going down in 800 increments, so 9 at what 70, call it 76, 8 around 68. 7-iron should probably be about 6,000. So I do think that tungsten has changed the spin profile of the 7-iron to the fact that it launches higher, it spins a bit lower, and you get more speed. I definitely think that's the case.
19 degrees aloft on the 4-iron.
Okay, little rocket ship. And that's that one. I don't know, man. That one would scare me. Like I've hit that one quite nice.
And that's miles.
Genuinely the easiest. Like I always think for 4-iron for me, like anything above 140 ball speed is cooking. Like 138 is maybe normal. Like anything above 140, like I'm working. I've never produced north of 140 ball speed that easily. What was the spin on it? Just sub 4.
Yeah.
109 feet. Like that was like a genuinely as low effort as you could get for that.
Pretty good at still 110 feet and 3,800 spin.
Left out there a wee bit. Yeah, you would take it though with a 4-iron.
Still edge of the green.
Little
Healy face open.
Just a little bit, yeah. Just a touch face open.
Another one looked like an easy swing and it just goes forever.
Yeah. But look at the efficiency.
Yeah, it's good.
Like it's driver territory.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Another one of those, Mikey, just came out great.
Roasted. Okay, Fraz, into the Hot Metal Pros. Same loft as Hot Metal.
Yep.
But obviously thinner top line, sleeker profile, same technology packed in there. Addressing behind the ball, thoughts on the look?
I like it. Yeah. I actually like the shape of it. Really, really good. Much smaller. Obviously less offset as you'd expect, but like quite a compact little shape. It's
no
nice.
super high heel for the pitching wedge?
No, it's nice.
Good.
No, not at all. Not at all. Like
that's clean.
Good looking.
Squared off.
Good looking lines. All right, 42 again?
Yeah. Strike.
Oh, good.
Sounds completely different.
It does, doesn't it? Is it more muted?
Yeah. On each strike, it's similar sound versus, you know, regular Hot Metal, maybe a little higher pitch, lower pitch, depending on strike. This is the exact same.
Like a nice wee swing.
Yeah, really nice. So good. So easy.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a really nice, easy little kind of set. Felt lovely off the face, really did.
Okay, Fries, into the 7-iron. Pitching wedge pretty good. Sounded good. Looked easy, which is nice. Again,
soul. Like I will say, you know, people like comment sometimes like, you guys talk about how the sole gets through the ground. Whether it's turf or whether it's a mat, you're getting feedback. So like the difference to me was a big part of that was just a little bit of a narrower sole, a little bit of a different sort of contouring on the sole.
Yeah.
Felt way easier with the Hot Metal Pro.
Similar tungsten story, 4 to 7 into the Hot Metal Pro. Obviously, this is a sleeker, slimmer profile than regular Hot Metal. Still a bit of width to this sole, but interesting to see how this performs through the turf.
Felt as good as swings I've made today. That one felt really nice.
I really like the sound of Hot Metal Pro over Hot Metal. It just sounds more one piece. Like every strike, whether it's heel, toe, high, low, it just sounds the same every single time.
There's got to be a bit in it though, the same as when we test certain drivers with big footprints in the way the sound carries in a bigger head, and irons as they get smaller, it's kind of a bit more muted. And obviously they're engineering that as well because that's what this type of player wants. And as club head speed and ball speed go up, the frequency will get higher, therefore the sound will get louder. So it's good, it's impressive.
Sounded really good. A little thin.
No, it's as good as I can have it. Slightly toy, if anything.
Strike.
Yep. Same as the last one.
Okay, Fries, into Hot Metal Pro 4 irons. Again, same loft, 19 degrees. 7 iron, thoughts?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Performed really nicely.
Yep. Found my groove with it for sure. Found, nice little pattern of swings, nice little pattern of strikes. Yeah, it was really, really impressive.
How easy Hot Metal 4 iron felt. Point and shoot basically went forever, spun nicely. Interested to see what Hot Metal Pro does. What do we sacrifice here?
Exactly. Looks good, Mikey.
Okay.
Shape is good.
Another good strike.
Not bad, yeah. Maybe a hair on the thin side.
A little low.
Take it. A lower flight? No, 105, still good.
Still good, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good result. Out of that swing, that's a good result. Slightly different. It spins a bit more.
Yeah.
Not quite as hot, it's okay. Don't mind that. Maybe strike height is contributing to that a little bit.
Still a bit quick in the speed.
Yeah, maybe it's the lighter shaft in the other one.
Yeah.
Maybe, but...
Little stuck.
Yeah, yep, just...
It works.
Not the worst.
Okay, Fries, into the HL model here, obviously, they're looking for as fast as they possibly can, but as high as they possibly can.
Yeah, retain the DNA within the head, but for the slower swing speeds like we talked about at the start, I think we may have actually said that the loft difference is 2 degrees weaker. It's actually 3 degrees weaker. So you're very standard territory here, 45-degree pitching wedge with this type of design. I mean, you're going to have an easy time getting that launch up in the air.
Yeah, you get that cortex, you get that cup face, you get as much perimeter weighting as you possibly can. Yep. Hopefully it goes higher. I mean, it's a nice, I guess, game improvement iron.
Definitely, definitely. And it can be something that if your ball of choice typically spins a bit less and you're trying to kind of match up with that, again, this is quite nice. But having hit the Hot Metal Pro there and you go back into the Hot Metal head, the high lunge head, you really do start to see, a bit of offset again. The head being bigger, confidence inspiring for that slightly higher handicap. So it's a good addition, as we said. Let's hit a couple. Felt quite good. Lost a bit of distance.
I think there's times throughout the season, all of us say, why don't we just use the most forgiving iron?
Oh, tell me about it. Like, yeah.
9,000 spin, 52 descent, 105 feet in the air.
I know. That was so good. No, it was okay. Pretty good.
Okay, Fries, into the 7-iron pitching wedge. I mean, like I said earlier, why don't we all just play the right lofted iron and nice and forgiving? Because it looks super easy.
It does, it does. I mean, what I will say though is the wedge looked like it had tons of loft.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a gap wedge compared to what had been hitting. This doesn't look that different, even though it's what, again, 3 weeks? It's
31 degrees. Yep.
So, you know, we lost 6-7 yards off the wedge there, going with the high lunge sort of head. We'll look at it in a second, but yeah, maybe let's move the green at 170 if we're going to do the same thing, and you know, if we're going to get that spin. But I mean, to see the spin touching 9,000 with the wedge is going to be good news for a lot of people who want a bit of stopping power. Fine, faster, Michael.
Sounded very, very high pitched. 400 spin, 120 feet in the air. Good strike.
Chance? Oh, hold it.
Really good. I don't know why I want to use the word simple, but it just looks easy, simple. You don't have to kind of give it a ton, and it's going to give you the launch speed and distance you're looking for. All right, Fries, into the 4-iron, 22 degrees aloft. Behind the ball, obviously head looks bigger than the pro.
Mm-hmm.
Not too chunky or anything like that?
Yeah, not too bad. And actually, like this one looks like you're going to get it up in there. Okay. The other ones actually don't look like you're going to get them up in there.
Interesting.
They look. I'm really surprised when I look at that peak height and see 105, 110. Right. I'm expecting like 85 out of those. So to see that they were performing, but it doesn't give you the confidence that I've got an obstacle out there at 100 yards and I need to get up over it. This is obviously a totally different kettle of fish, though.
Okay. Let's see it. That was striped. Feathered. Filtered.
Through the heather. 5,000 spin.
Wow.
Like, it's ridiculous how easy. You could almost even hit this forehand.
Thank you.
Maybe.
One-handed?
High is the word, isn't it?
High launch.
Fitting. Befitting of its name.
Striped. Stripe Show Joe.
Right, Michael. Enough of your nonsense. Thoughts? Feelings?
Yeah, good.
Emotions?
I mean, that HL was impressive. It was, obviously more traditional loft, but it did what it's, called to do. It launches high, spins a ton. Pro was nice too. I like Pro.
So we're kind of hot metal, top of the pile, 104, 25.7. Yep, so obviously a bit more delivered loft. User malfunction, right? So delivering a touch more there. Got that spin, good distance, happy with it. Pro, we didn't see any more ball speed, but we did see a little bit of a lower trajectory and a little bit less spin. Nice and sort of really good. We like that dispersion, that one. And then hot metal high launch completely changed.
Yeah. Ball speed dropped a bit, but look at the launch.
Well, there's your 3 degrees right there. So if these two average out at 25, or just about that, so a couple of degrees in launch, spin way up.
Tons of spin.
But really consistent. And you drop off, again, averages being it drops off about 8-9 yards, 8 yards on average. But it all looks about right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go into the 7s. Pro again, launching out a little bit flatter.
Yeah, a little less spin as well.
Interesting. Obviously a bit open face maybe to talk about with the hot metal, which is where there's a bit of launch and spin perhaps there. And then we add in high launch.
Yeah, there's your launch.
There's your launch. There's your spin. Obviously a little bit less
Yeah.
distance.
A little less speed, but high launch is impressive.
It is impressive. It's a great little option. I really think it's a sleeper that not a lot of people and not enough people are really going to this. Because at the end of the day, if you're really struggling for spin and you just don't launch it, I mean, you've got another couple of degrees, you can go weaker.
100%.
So if you want to, you can get into really traditional lofts.
Yeah.
And, you've got all the help in the world. 4s, quite comparable.
Yeah.
When it comes to these two speed-wise, launch and spin, super consistent and tight on that, impressive stuff. And then the 4-iron, I mean, what's going on? Look at that.
You don't really lose that much ball speed.
No,
Your
not
launch
too much.
obviously goes up, spin goes through the roof. You lose obviously a bit of carry on it.
Yeah.
But consistency, dispersion, it was impressive.
There's a couple of times I've kind of almost wanted to kind of do that and go hot metal versus hot metal. High launch kind of maybe pros and it's kind of on a little bit, but really, really different. Look at this, look at that peak height.
Crazy.
I think every one of these tiles here, I think it's 30 feet. I think if I'm right in saying that, 30 feet, it's almost like probably 20 feet of height between the two. 128 plays 111. So yeah, not far off that.
Impressive little lineup.
Good little lineup. Really, really good stuff. All 3 heads, Mikey, are pretty much exactly as advertised.
Yeah, which is nice. There's no sleeper or, 2 don't kind of mesh together and become the same iron.
No. There was a little bit of a different look to the visual of it this year. We were probably at first a bit sort of like, we've got it right here. We're going to at some point today do some comparison testing on 923 versus 925. I will say though, as I've kind of like, I don't know, as I've hit it more and I spent more time with it, like I don't really mind it.
Yeah.
So I didn't love it at first. I'll be open. I didn't love it first.
Yeah, but when I first saw the photos of it, I don't want to use the word disappointed, but I thought there was a lot more you could have done with jazzing this up, making it a little bit more shelf appeal or golf bag appeal. But yeah, the more you've tested it and obviously seen the numbers, you kind of forget about what's back there and just look at the performance.
It goes away. Yeah, and even the back of it now, to be honest, like I think once you've seen it. That emotion goes away.
Yeah.
You don't get that emotion every time you've seen it, and it's just like I don't even think about it today. Like I thought about that earlier on when we were just kind of setting up. I'm like, well, I don't feel like that anymore about it. But I'll be interested to hear what people think. We see in the comments and we sort of gauge your guys' thoughts on golf clubs from the looks and things like that. And some people will say, I don't like the look of that. I won't be trying it. Just hit it.
Just hit it.
Just still just hit it. If it seems like it's the type of club that might suit you and it's kind of got all the attributes of something that would help your game, go hit it. Trust me, you will not be thinking about the look of it when you've hit that third striped 7-iron or that floaty high soaring 4-iron that you've never hit in your life. So it's not just to be impressed by the looks, be impressed by the performance.
Definitely. Yeah, no, good lineup.
Definitely. All right, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think? Is it something that's going to catch your eye in the fall here or maybe into the new season as you look at new clubs? Some changes, some upgrades, no doubt about it. You'll hear a lot about it in the upcoming sort of reviews that we've got in on when we do the kind of full lineup of game improvement clubs. I think this one will be one of the ones to beat. I think there's no doubt about that. All right, guys, let us know in the comments what your thoughts are. We always love to hear it, see it from you guys. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you again soon.